This is a CZ Tactical Sport Orange 40 Smith & Wesson. It can be used in IPSC and Standard Division. And this will be the gun that I will be reviewing today. And in the event that you didn't see my previous gun review, which I did on the Tanfoglio Limited Custom 40 Smith & Wesson, I'll give you a quick look at this gun, as I'll be making references to it as I go through and review the Tactical Sport Orange. Both the Tactical Sport Orange and the Tanfoglio Limited Custom are both standard guns, and they're basically market competitors, and that's one reason why I'll be referring to the Tanfoglio Limited Custom as I go through some of the features of the Tactical Sport Orange. As I said, they're both standard guns used in IPSC, and the Tanfoglio Limited Custom is my primary gun that I use in Standard Division. Now the Tactical Sport Orange is an extremely nice handgun, nice pistol. I have shot tactical sports in the past, so I knew what to expect to some degree. I had not shot a Tactical Orange prior to picking mine up, which I got about 6-7 months ago. And when I pulled it out of the box, put it into my hand, I was very pleased with how it felt. It has a very similar feel to my Limited Custom. And the weight is also quite similar. It weighs a little more. I can feel the difference. As well, the overall length of the slide is about a 1/4 inch longer than the Limited Custom. I have about 500 rounds through this gun right now. I've been using it in practice, and I've used it in one match. I was very pleased with the performance in that match. I certainly have had no problems with it during any practice sessions that I've had. So as I said, when I pulled it out of the box and held it for the first time, I was very pleased with how it felt. It fits in my hand very, very nice. The weight, I like the weight because I do like heavier guns, as that contributes to recoil control. But certainly the combination of how it felt in my hand with the weight and the balance of the gun, that impressed me. So that was a good start. CZ has made a number of nice improvements to the Tactical Orange in comparison to the standard Tactical Sport. So let's start with the grips. What CZ has done is they've improved the back strap and fore-strap to the Tactical Sport, significantly sharper. They're using a almost identical type of checkering here as the Tanfoglio Limited Custom. Let's just show that to you. So it has the same sharpness and aggressive feel as the Limited Custom. Marked improvement compared to the old Tactical Sports. As well, the grip panels are of a nice design. They are nice and sharp. You can feel it as you rub your fingers up and down on them. So that certainly all contributes to a nice grip on the gun, a tight grip. Certainly the gun is not going to move in my hand. The design here in the pistol grip with the cut into the pistol grip being nice and high and deep here under the beaver tail is a definite improvement. It allows you to get your hand in there higher, which will then help in recoil control and reducing the muzzle flip. The beaver tail itself is a full beaver tail, which I like. It's not as big as the Limited Custom, and you can see the difference there, but it's still a very nice size, and does allow you to, when you do your fast draw, quick draw, to get your hand in under there, get it nice and high on that pistol grip. So really nice, plus the combination of the cut here in the pistol grip being high and deep, and a full-size beaver tail. As well, should mention is the undercut here to the trigger. So put my hand here so you can see it. You see the undercut. It's nice and high and deep. Very, very similar to the Tanfoglio Limited Custom. And that, again, allows you to get a higher grip, a better grip on the pistol grip. So another good improvement. So the combination between the back strapping being sharper, more aggressive, and the panels as well, the grip panels, the full beaver tail, the cut on the back of the pistol grip, along with the undercut on the trigger guard, all contributes to you getting a nice, firm, solid grip on the gun. In regards to the trigger guard itself, it's about, it's a little smaller than the Tanfoglio Limited Custom, but not by much. You certainly will never have an issue getting your finger in there on a fast draw. You'll get that finger in there. On the front of the trigger guard, you can see there's some serration there. So if you're a person who uses a grip like this, putting their index finger on the trigger guard, well, you've got a nice grip there to make sure that that finger stays on there, and it makes it a little easier for you to put some pressure on that trigger guard to keep the muzzle down. So again, adds to recoil control.
Let's look at the trigger of the Tactical Sport Orange. It is a flat trigger with a slight hook on the bottom, and that's something I do like. I use that little hook there to allow me to judge just where my finger is on the trigger, and it helps with consistency. It lets me know that I'm getting my finger in the same spot all the time. So that's quite a nice little feature. So the design of the trigger itself is quite nice, and more importantly, the trigger itself in terms of trigger pull is phenomenal. I measured the trigger pull on this, on my gun. It's 1 pound 11 ounces. It is extremely smooth, and when you get to the break point, I mean that trigger releases, and there is virtually no over travel. Pre-travel and over travel are adjustable. I like a little bit of pre-travel, and you can see there's some pre-travel there. I don't like to take the pre-travel out completely, and with the Limited Custom, I have the same thing. I've got a little bit of pre-travel there as well. I like that. I like to be able to put my finger on the trigger and set it up where I want it, in other words, where it's about to break, rather than having no pre-travel, and the minute you put some pressure on, the trigger will go off. So I like that added control. That's what I see that pre-travel, giving some pre-travel as. Gives me added control over the trigger. As for the over travel, like I said, virtually no over travel, but that trigger is extremely smooth. Right out of the box, it came at 1 pound 11 ounces. Super smooth. I've done nothing to this trigger at all. So hats off to CZ for creating a phenomenal trigger in design and in terms of trigger pull for this gun. Very, very smooth.
The magazine release is an oversized magazine release. Very, very nice. And you can see there's some checkering there, so you can get a nice grip on that with your thumb. For me, once I've got a grip on this pistol, I don't have to move the gun in my hand at all. I can reach that mag release button without a problem.
The mags fly out nice. They come out with some good speed. If you were to eject your mag a little later than expected, in other words, you didn't eject it while the gun was still pointing down like this, but you've tilted your gun back already, it does come out. It comes out at a nice speed. Depending on the angle, like an extreme angle like this, there's a touch of a hesitation, but it still comes out quite nice. For my Limited Custom, it comes out faster, I think, on an extreme angle, or smoother, but really that's a very small picky point. The important thing here is that the mag release button is easy to access, easy to press, and the mags do come out very easily, nicely. at a good speed.
Just a little point. The magwell itself, the extended magwell, I like it very much. I'm very pleased with it. It's a nice design, and I like the fact that right here in the bottom it curves out a little bit. That allows your hand to sit inside the grip, allows you to get your hand down on that with your little finger sitting on it, which is nice, adds to the grip itself. The magwell, though, the extended magwell is not blended. That would be the only fault I can find with this pistol, really, overall. It is not blended into the magwell of the pistol. There's a ledge here all the way around, and you can see that. And if I show you the Limited Custom, perfect blending. There's no ridge anywhere. There's no ledge for the magazine to get caught on. And what that means is on a speed reload, if you're not careful, the magazine can catch on that on the ledge and slow your speed reload down, or in fact even stop you if it's a sloppy reload. I mean, with the Limited Custom, I can do a sloppy reload, but I know it's going in. It's not going to hang up there anywhere. With the Tactical Orange, that could be an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Dremel, and I'm going to blend all of that in. So that's what I'm going to do to rectify that. And because as it is right now, I can do a speed reload much faster and smoother with the Tanfoglio Limited Custom than I can with the Tactical Orange. It's still a nice speed reload, but every once in a while my magazine gets hung up on that edge. You can see the edge. It's all along that extended magwell and the pistol magwell itself. So that would be the only real fault that I have found with the gun, in all honesty. And I'm quite surprised that CZ didn't pick that up. Let's look at the safety of the gun. It's an ambidextrous safety. Safety works quite nice, very easy to engage and disengage. Only thing is I would have preferred that the safety would have been an oversized safety, similar to the Tanfoglio. That is really a nice size, and I wish it would have had the same safety. So that would be maybe the second point that I wish would have been different on the gun right out of the box, is that safety be oversized, and the safety on the other side is also small. It's smaller than the Tanfoglios. And having it an oversized safety, there's a couple of benefits to it. I mean, you know that you are not going to miss that safety when you draw out of your holster real quick, that you will disengage it as you come out. I've missed it once or twice because it's a little small. I've gotten used to it, but I still would prefer and will change that to an oversized safety. CZ Custom has a safety for the tactical sport, but as well with a larger safety that also allows your thumb to sit on it nicely to make sure that that safety stays down while you're shooting, and as well gives you a bit more platform to be able to place some pressure down onto the pistol to help you with recoil control as well. But overall, still a nice safety. It is ambidextrous, but it could have been a little larger. In regards to the slide lock lever, there it is. I have no problems reaching it with my thumb, and it is not difficult to activate, so not too bad. It's a little harder than the Limited Custom, but I do have 32,000 rounds through my Limited Custom, so I mean that gun is truly broken in. Only have 500 rounds through here, but just the same, not that difficult to activate the slide release lock. In terms of the slide, I did mention it's slightly longer than the Tanfoglio Limited Custom, not by much, 1/4 inch. It has serrations both on the front and on the rear of the slide for racking. You cannot use the forward serrations if you have the thumb rest attached, and that's the same issue with the Limited Custom, as that rest does get in the way. The thumb rest itself is not as large as the Limited Custom in the sense that it's cut down on the top. It doesn't extend over into the slide. The thumb rest itself is in the perfect position, for me anyhow, and I think probably for most shooters. They'll find, and I did speak to a friend who has a Tactical Orange, and he said the same thing, that thumb rest is in the perfect spot. Your thumb ends up onto it naturally. Whereas with my Limited Custom, it's a little further forward. Therefore, I'm sort of thrusting my thumb further forward to get to it. But in all honesty, I've gotten used to it. It didn't take me long to get used to its position. But on the Tactical Orange, it is sitting in the perfect spot, the way I see it. The slide as well, you can see here it's a flat slide, and so that you don't get any shine or anything, they've got some milling all the way up here. Very nice. That's different than the Limited Custom. It's just simply flat, but I don't get any glare off this gun, even though it's hard chrome. So not an issue on the Limited Custom, but that's a nice feature. The front sight is a very nice large fiber front sight, very easy to acquire. I do like that. So let's have a look at the rear sight. The rear sight on the Tactical Orange is a different sight than the older Tactical Sport pistols. I believe it is an improved sight. It's adjustable in elevation only. If you wanted to adjust the windage, you'd have to remove the two set screws. One's here and the other one's right across there, and then use a proper sight adjustment tool to adjust that sight left or right. I think it's unfortunate that CZ didn't put a fully adjustable sight there, where you would just have a windage screw to move that sight left or right. But otherwise, it's quite a nice sight. I do like it. I think it's an improvement over the older sights that were on the Tactical Sports. You can see in the rear here, they've milled lines across the back, so that will cut down on any potential glare. And as well, the notch itself in the rear sight is really a nice size. It makes getting your sight alignment much easier, I think, than some other sights that I've used on other pistols. So overall, nice rear sight, but only adjustable in elevation, unfortunately. Next, let's look at the hammer on the Orange. It is a full skeleton hammer. It is very smooth to cock, very easy. Has some lines milled back here, some serration, so you can pull it back easily. It's nice and smooth. There's half cock and full cock. Now that hammer is a little different than my Limited Custom. My Limited Custom is a partial skeleton hammer. This is the factory hammer that's on this gun. As for the internal parts of the Tactical Sport Orange, I've done nothing to this gun except for one thing, and I'll get to that in a moment. Otherwise, this gun is exactly the way it is when it came out of the box. Coming out of the box, it is definitely ready for competition. There's nothing you have to do. So that's definitely a nice plus to getting something like this Tactical Sport Orange. The barrel here, you can see just your regular barrel in comparison to the Limited Custom, which is a conical barrel, and that adds to accuracy. That's something I do like very much on the Limited Custom. And make sure that slide is locked up and always in the exact same position for you, so that does increase accuracy in this particular gun. But again, it's not a big showstopper at all. Just one feature that's different between the two guns. Now, in regards to the internals of the gun, the only thing I did change is I removed the guide rod and recoil spring. And something here I should show you. It comes with a buffer, right from CZ. It comes with a few extra buffers. So they're advocating the use of a buffer with their guide rod and recoil spring in the orange. I purchased a DPM Recoil Reduction System, and that's what I'm using in my orange. I also use one in my Limited Custom as well. It comes with 3 adjustable springs. So there you have it. There is the DPM. So 2 internal springs and 1 external spring, and that's the one that you can adjust. And as I said, it comes with 3 of them, all different sizes, 3 different sizes, meaning different tension, different weights, so that you can tune the DPM to your gun, to your specific ammo that you're using. Again, no matter what ammunition you're using, you'll notice the difference right off the bat when you install the DPM Recoil Reduction System and you take a first couple of shots. You will definitely feel that there is less muzzle flip and dip. You'll feel that the recoil appears to be softer, so the felt recoil definitely feels softer. I swear by the DPM. I mean, that's why I run it in my Limited Custom and a number of my other handguns as well. So I didn't hesitate for a moment to order DPM for my tactical orange. Installs very easily, just like the factory guide rod and recoil spring. And I'm not using a buffer. I'm not a fan of using buffers in my guns. I mean, they do break down, and if you're not checking up on it regularly to make sure that it's not breaking down during a match, you could find yourself with a malfunction, and that is because the buffer has broken and it creates a jam, where the slide can't cycle properly. So I prefer not to use buffers. The DPM really does make a difference. If you know someone who has one in one of their guns, I recommend you go out and try it. Make sure they bring the factory recoil spring and guide rod with the gun, and try both, and I guarantee you're going to feel a difference between the two. It certainly allows you, with the DPM, allows you a quicker follow-up shot, your second shot, because the gun is definitely staying flatter, and there's definitely less muzzle flip and dip. So faster recovery, and you can get your sight alignment for that second shot much quicker with the DPM Recoil Reduction System. So I would recommend that you check out DPM. Go on the internet and Google them. I'll put a link in the video description so you can go to their website, and they've got a really good video on how the DPM Recoil Reduction System works. So I'm not going to go into it any more than what I've done here to show you the DPM and let you know that there are 3 adjustable springs that come with the DPM for the orange. Okay, final thing I'll talk about are the magazines themselves. In Canada, our magazines are limited to 10 rounds by law. Therefore, the magazines that we get in Canada are basically 3 parts. You've got the main metal body part here, and then you've got this block extension, which then gives you the full length of what the magazine is supposed to be, and then a nice aluminum orange base plate to match the grips on the orange. I don't like this system. I really wish CZ would simply make a full metal body magazine for Canada, or probably California you get the same type of magazines. so that they're California compliant. But I don't like the fact that they move like that because that plastic block is on there. I've got some friends who have said that their magazines have broken. The plastic breaks at some point in time where it it joins to the metal body. So that's something I don't like. I wish it would have been an all metal body, and that CZ would have simply put some dimples or something, so that the magazine would be limited then to 10 rounds and be legal in Canada. Other than that, the magazines insert nicely into the gun. I mean, I did mention that fact there about the magwell. It's not blended very well, the extended magwell into the pistol magwell itself. The pistol magwell itself is tight, so there's not a lot of play in there. So you got to be good with your speed reload. You've got to be accurate getting that mag in there. So it's important then that you do index your mags and that you do have a visual of the entrance of the magwell so that you can guide that magazine in perfectly and execute a nice smooth speed reload. Final point that I'd like to make in regards to the magazines is that they do stick out the magwell, the extended magwell, a little bit. They're about the same, I think, as the Limited Custom, just about sticking out about the same amount. The Limited Custom might be a little more, but the benefit of having that magazine stick out is that it will help in ensuring that you seat that magazine properly. You can easily push it in with your palm as you're finishing off that speed reload before you push back out with the gun. So that was something I did want to mention, that the magazine does stick out an appropriate amount, a very useful amount, to ensure that helps with seating of that magazine. Overall impression of the CZ Tactical Sport Orange. Outstanding gun. Right out of the box, it is ready for competition. It feels great in my hand. Really like that weight, overall weight of the gun. The trigger is phenomenal. Super smooth, really light at 1 pound, 11 ounces. There's just nothing I can say against that trigger. It is great, right out of the box. There's nothing you got to do to this gun to get it ready for competition. It is ready to go. So really nice gun overall. I am quite happy with it. I recommend it. Would be a great standard division gun for IPSC. And I'll be using it more in competition. I've had one match with it, didn't let me down. And as I said, it feels very nice in my hands. Sights are easy to acquire. Mag release, very easy. Depress with my thumb, don't have to move my grip or anything. So that is the CZ Tactical Sport Orange. A very, very nice handgun. I'll give you one last look at it here. Really nice, sharp, aggressive back strap. Nicely designed grips, nice and sharp. Fore-strap, same thing, aggressive and sharp. Perfectly located thumb rest. And certainly an outstanding trigger. Nice in design and extremely, extremely smooth and light. Well, I hope I've provided you with some good information on the Tactical Sport Orange. I look forward to any comments or questions you may have. Just jot them down in the comments box, and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. I think the next gun that I'll be reviewing will be the Tanfoglio Stock 3. Thanks for watching.